What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Before I get into the subject matter at hand, I would like to thank one of my subscribers, Bridget, for her donation to the channel. Thank you, Bridget, for your donation to this channel. Thank you for the kind words you also had about my channel and me, and I will keep doing what I do, okay? Anybody else that wants to donate to Too Raw for TV, if you choose to, there's a link in the description box where you can show love to this channel. Now, let's get on to this asshole, Skip Bayless. Let's really get into this subject, okay? I am so glad that CJ McCollum came at him. Now, first of all, I saw this subject matter in a video that Ticket TV did, and if you haven't subscribed to Ticket TV, if you're not subscribed to Ticket TV, please subscribe to Ticket TV. All right. I think he has the best basketball coverage on YouTube, period. Now, Skip Bayless, for a very long time, has been a tremendous asshole. All right. He's a hater of the first grade. Okay. A hater of the first gradient. Now, there's a difference, in my opinion, between a critic and a hater. A critic, although you may not like what he has to say, usually keep his critiques into the confines of the sport and the subject matter at hand. He does not usually personalize his hatred. Now, I could be guilty of being a hater at times, because that video I did talking about James Harden or other, I did get a little bit personal. So I'm not immune to doing that, but a hater consistently does it. A hater consistently gets personal with his hatred. It's personal. And it goes beyond basketball. And to the point where, with him, he questions a person's mental fortitude, their intelligence, their moral fabric, and their integrity off of basketball or football. Skip Bayless has a long history of doing this, degrading athletes on a wide spectrum. Everybody knows this. His most prominent victim has been LeBron James. But there's been others, countless others. Chris Bosh, as Ticket mentioned. You know what I'm saying? And now it's, his number one target because he sees that LeBron James's days as the top player in the NBA are coming to an end very soon. Now he's locking on Kawhi Leonard. I think it's strategic with this dude, man. And yes, I do wonder, when Kawhi Leonard was living in San Antonio or in that area, I do wonder if he whistled at his wife or something, man. Because this seems way too personal. Accusing a man of lying about an injury? Why? Why would he lie about an injury? I don't understand that. And yeah, more and more of these guys need to come at these dudes. More and more of these NBA players and athletes need to come at these renegade, journalists, so-called journalists who use their positions to demean and insult so many of these athletes. It's ridiculous. The way Skip Bayless talks, man, I truly believe that if he were born 50 years earlier, right, I really believe that he would be one of those guys who would refuse to call Muhammad Ali Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? He might say all of these things now because it's just not cool or politically correct to be on that side of the fence. But you best believe there's a lot of people who, matter of fact, the majority of people, especially during the Vietnam War, the heart of it, who were not on Ali's side in the media, in the sports journalist world. They were not. What's his name? Max Fleischer? think his name was Max Fleischer. I might be misremembering his name, but the founder of Ring Magazine would never refer to Muhammad Ali from the time he created that magazine in the early 20s until the time of his death. I think it was in 1972. He would never call Muhammad Ali Muhammad Ali. He was always calling him Cassius Clay. Even when it became popular to call him Ali. And the most, it was considered that he had earned that name change. He would not call him Muhammad Ali. He kept calling him Cassius Clay. And he kept critiquing Ali as far as his fighting ability. I think Skip Bayless would be in that. I think he would be on that side, man. I have a certain theory about this guy. I think, you gotta remember, man, he was born in, I think he was born in Oklahoma, right? I'm just saying. I'm not saying that he's a but yeah, I've noticed that Skip Bayless does not like. He does not seem to like loud, boisterous, uh, verbally aggressive, possibly arrogant, self-confident athletes who generally seem to always be black men. I never hear him talk about his dislike for John McEnroe. And John McEnroe was all those things. He was the bad boy of tennis, but he was white, so it was looked at differently. Okay, um, that's why I believe. You look at LeBron James, who was his number one guy. Okay, he calls himself the king. We all know he disliked Terrell Owens. Very, very self-confident black man, self-promoter. Did not like, does not like Floyd Mayweather. You get my drift? That's why I believe that if he was born 50 years earlier, even though it's not the cool thing to do now, I believe he would dislike Muhammad Ali. I'm the greatest of all times. I'm the best. Don't compare me to nobody. I beat Joe Frazier. I beat them all. I beat George Foreman. I beat Sonny Liston. I beat them all. I'm the greatest. He would talk about how Joe Louis was a patriot and fought for his country, and Muhammad Ali is a coward, even though he, risks his life every day in the ring fighting elite fighters. But he's a coward and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But now Kawhi Leonard may not fit the bill when it comes to the personality. His actions rub Mr. Bayless the wrong way. You see, you got to be subservient to a guy like Skip Bayless. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You colored like we are. Most of us listening to this video. And if you're not, fine. You're getting the colored experience. You better hold your head down and laugh at his jokes and show the proper respect to Mr. Bayless. Now you might be disrespectful to one of us, each other. But when it comes to a white man like Skip Mr. Bayless, you better show that proper respect. And you best not. You better not even fit it in your mind, sir, to whistle at his wife. Or you got an enemy for life. And I believe Kawhi Leonard whistled at his wife. I believe Kawhi saw Mrs. Bayless walk by and said, "Hubba hubba, that's a fine lady." Skip Bayless turned around and said, "You motherfucker, how dare you?" And Mrs. Bayless turned around and smiled at Kawhi. And he saw that. Shit. Kawhi Leonard could save the earth from intergalactic warlords. And Skip Bayless will find a way to find hatred in that. He should sooner. Why did it take him 7 days to fight off these warlords? It would have taken Michael Jordan only 5 days. That's how it is, man. But I just have my issues with this guy, man. So much, man. Skip talking about this guy faking injuries. You know, talking about how he's going to betray Toronto. Look, Kawhi Leonard is going to be a free agent. Emphasis on the word free, meaning that he can do whatever he wants to do. Okay? He can do whatever he wants to do as a free agent. If he chooses to leave Toronto and go to the Lakers, I don't agree with it personally, but he can do that because he's a free agent. He wants to go to Clippers, he can do that. If Kawhi wants to sign with the Knicks, he can do that. See, I know, Mr. Bayless, that you secretly wish that you were the owner of the Toronto Raptors, and you wish that your last name was Candy. You wish you was Calvin Candy, because what you would do is you would try to control this man. Nah, but don't work like that. You know, this ain't the Boston Celtics. This ain't the Boston Celtics. Remember when we showed our outrage at them trading Isaiah Thomas like that? They said, look, I can do with my property whatever I wish to do. So if I want to trade Isaiah Thomas to the Cleveland Cavaliers, that's what I'm going to do. What's it going to be, boss, huh? What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Those days are done, all right? So all Kawhi has to do is do what he does, be arguably the best player in the NBA, definitely top 2 right now, and just continue to succeed. If Toronto somehow wins a championship, it's going to make you look like an absolute fucking hater to the greatest degree. Like, you're going to be irrelevant. People are not going to. The few people who still take you seriously are going to see through your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me of like when the Bulls won their first title, right? And people were saying like, "Oh man, the only reason why the Bulls won the championship, only reason why the Bulls won the championship because Boston, got old and Bird got old, Pistons got old and injured, and the Bulls just said, okay, well, we'll win the championship again, and they did. And the Bulls won the championship again against greater odds, and they did. Then Michael took a break and came back, and they won 3 more championships. And then, interestingly enough, in that last championship, they were all collectively older, much older than that first group that they said the only reason why they didn't win the championship was. And they won it again in '98. Bunch of old men. Matter of fact, it was a bunch of old men running the NBA, which goes to show you how basketball skills can over can beat athleticism time and time again. So that's all I got to pretty much say on this matter, man. Skip Bayless, you're an absolute troll, and I'm glad CJ McCollum came at you, man.